I will tell you the location's the first most important thing. Finding the right team. I think that is everything, honestly. I have the best team and then go to sleep and do it all over again.
Really cool.
Sorry, did that sound boring?
Hey everybody, this is Tiger, ZenSupplies, and we're doing a really awesome episode of Dentistry Unveiled with my really good friend, Dr. Bassiri. Like, we're finally here, which is the second time we're here, but the first time we came in, we loved the team. We really felt the energy. Liz and I back then, now we have Jake, but back then we were driving from the office and we're definitely coming back because you guys are all awesome. There's a great energy. On top of it, you're one of our best users on the platform. We love you guys for that. You always give us the feedback. And we built 2 features that now you can claim that these are like Pam's features on settings, right? So this is awesome. So we love that, and so we wanted to come back, but I wanted to have a chance to sit down with you, even for 10-15 minutes. I know we don't have that much time. Just learn a little bit about your story. I think you have an incredible story, and then if we can share it with everybody else on our YouTube channel and all of these live devices, we're broadcasting everywhere, I think that would be awesome.
Okay, awesome. So Tiger, I'm so glad you're here today. We were so excited to learn about your amazing product. It has helped us so much in our practice to just get control over our inventory and even helping us get organized with our supplies and knowing where everything's coming from and then saving time for our dental assistants. So that's been amazing. So I want to thank you for that. Thank you. Just to tell you guys a little bit about myself, since you wanted me to tell my story. So I was born in Iran, and I was 9 years old when we left, and we actually had to escape the country, our country, because of religious reasons. But we couldn't get a passport, so we had to actually escape. Wow. And just like you're an immigrant, that's how I got here as well, as refugees. And I just knew that I had to find a way to give back to my family, make them proud for risking their lives to get us here. And I started shadowing a dentist when I was in high school, actually. And so right then, I just fell in love with dentistry, and I love working with my hands. I love the artistic aspect and working with people. So I just felt like that was like the best fit for me. And going to UNC undergrad, I just, went full force. Like, that was my vision, and I was going to get to it.
So you already knew through full track from high school.
Exactly. Yeah. So that made it a lot easier because then I knew exactly what I had to do. And I had the 4 years to plan for it, basically. So I applied and got into UNC School of Dentistry right away, thankfully. I think I got very lucky.
You put in so much hours, and then at the very end, it's like luck, and everybody looks at it, and they're like, "Oh, you're so lucky, right?" Yeah, no.
I just know that it is very competitive, and there are people that have 4.0s, and they also work hard, but it is still hard to get into dental school. So, I guess the better word is I'm just very grateful. After dental school, I decided that I wanted to have my skills even better to be able to serve my community more. And so I did a year of residency at Fayetteville, VA. And that's where I learned to do a lot of complicated cases, like placing my own implants. I actually got to place 40 implants on the veterans, which is really nice because everything was free for them and so deserving, of course. And so right after that, I decided, you know what, I want to start my own practice. And that was always my vision also. And that's where Fusion came from, and the reason why we called it Fusion is because my husband is an optometrist, and ever since we got married, we had a goal to one day open up a practice together. Together, yeah. So Fusion is like fusing optometry and dentistry. And so,
if you don't mind,
sure.
Can you talk us through the process of how did it work in a way that you're like, that's it, I'm opening my own practice, right? Like you didn't want to be an associate. So like what
Actually,
went?
I was an associate too, sorry.
Okay.
So yeah, I did start out as an associate first. And even when I opened up my practice, I was an associate in another practice. Also, kind of like part-time, and then started my practice, started working on it to the point where I was like, okay, you know what? I need to just focus on. And I had 2 babies along the way.
Wow. That's so cool. Like,
one in residency.
That,
right. So it's like 3 babies at once, basically. But no, it was just, I think it's a big decision for sure, but it's just knowing how do you want your practice to be. It is very difficult and it's a startup, right? So a lot of people get really worried about that, like what if it doesn't do well? How do you get patients? I will tell you the location's the first most important thing, but also how you treat your patients. And I would say we've really grown through referrals. That is, one of the biggest ways we've grown.
Right.
So just delivering wow experiences like Dr. Anissa Holmes always talks about, and just making every patient feel like they're a family.
So I want to touch on that very quick. So opening up your own practice, I think it's one of the most difficult decisions you have to make, right? Because this is a lot of money, this is a lot of effort that you need to put in. And so, did you have any doubts?
No.
No?
No doubts.
Like how, like...
I think it was, I guess at first you just get a little bit nervous, or I remember even looking back, like, how am I going to do that first exam on my first patient, And then it's just like anything else. Once you get over that first thing, then you're fine,
Right.
You just got to make it happen. And then beauty of it, of having your own practice, is that you can really make it personalized to you, who you are, and patients can see that.
Right. I see that, like, you guys pick your own colors, right? Like everything is your own. Where that vision is coming from?
I think I just love colors. You can see my hot pink. I love hot pink. I think it's just, again, making it personalized to who I am. I wanted it to be very lively, not just boring, like all black or something, or just adding a touch of color here and there. It's just making it my own kind of thing.
Nice.
And coming up with a design of who, I want to, my patients want to feel here too.
The experience that you would want them to go through.
Exactly.
Very nice. And then another question for you would be, when you opened your own practice, did you have a vision like, this is going to be this many treatment rooms, I'm going to do 1 location, 2 locations, like now you're becoming this solid business owner, right? Like it's not just treating patients, which is amazing, but at the same time you say, you know what, I need to look at it as a business. How do you manage the two? How do you balance the two?
Yeah, so you definitely do have to start thinking about how many rooms you want, have your vision of how much you want to grow. So I knew that I wanted at least 5. So, but when we were making the whole design for the office, it was actually really difficult because we had to put the optometry in, and this is like the first, office that's done that. So it's not like I could go to somebody else and be like, hey, can I see your design, So we really had to be creative.
Because
but
for some people that don't know, the entrance is shared, right? Then you have separate receptionists.
No, actually, we share the reception.
Share even that. Wow, this is cool.
Yeah.
And then this area is where the eyewear.
It kind of goes to, it's almost like a big circle, and then the right side, it goes to eye side, then left side, dental.
The dental side.
And then it meets in the back, and the break room is shared. So,
nice, and the doctor's office.
And the doctor's office,
So
my husband.
me and
my
husband. That's so cool. That's awesome. So that is unique, right? So it hasn't been done before. So how'd you guys design it?
We had so many different copies. Me and my husband would sit there and literally draw on the paper, like, okay, if I go here, you go there. It was really funny, but then we had to hire an architect, of course, and he had to understand our vision too, and he really helped us like put it all together.
Here's a $1 million question. So I know from my past experience, there are couples that sometimes work on the projects together, right? And sometimes it doesn't end up well.
Right.
So you guys seems like managed it perfectly. So what was
Yeah.
your secret?
I think our secret is that, you know, at the end of the day, even though it's completely separate companies, we're still a partner. And of course, we love each other.
That's the most important part.
Yeah, and so we just knew that no matter what, we're going to make it work. And it's not about having fights where you have to sacrifice with any partner you have, right? So whether it's partner in life or business, you just have to combine the two. And we do keep them separate very much. He respects my decisions. I respect his. We complement each other really well. He sees the big picture. Like, he actually one day came in and he was like, I know what we're going to name our office, Fusion. And I was like, oh, perfect. And then I go into the details a lot. So he's like you know, he comes up with the big, crazy ideas, and then I get into the details of making it happen. So it's just complementing each other versus like being two powerful people that clash almost.
Right.
Yeah, so it's kind of been like that all our lives, or since we've been together.
Nice. That's so cool. Okay, so to make sure that you have enough time, what would you say for, like, I love working with female dentists. Because
Why is that?
I'll tell you why. Because a lot of times, you guys are one of the most dedicated.
Oh.
Because you guys have to juggle so many things in life at the same time, and you guys like more efficient. You're more into, okay, if we make a decision to do this, we're doing this. So there's a lot of reasons that I like about that. But I think you also, on a personal level, you sacrifice the most. Because you have the business, you have the things that you want to do, you have the kids, you have the family. It's not like you can get home and, you know, kick back and relax. What would you say to some of the people that are going through that, might be going through that? Like, you had a kid, you're starting the business, you're in residency, you're an associate. How would you manage this? How would you say not to get stuck in the stress, and how would you get out of it?
So to be honest, I felt stressed a lot of times. I still do. You know, my husband's like, oh, you care more about your practice. And it's just that, you know, it is a startup practice. So I had to learn everything. You know, I went right from school basically to opening up my own practice. So it does require a lot of hard work. But now that my practice is doing so much better and we've grown so much, I'm learning to manage my time and prioritize. Okay, family, of course, always comes first, but also my practice and how I want it to be run it's so important. And then finding the right team. I think that is everything, honestly. Exactly. I have the best team here, my assistants, front desk, my new hygienist. It's just, you know, you gotta find the right people that see your vision and they're on board with it, and they also have the same visions, and then as a result you can help each other reach your goals and dreams in your personal life too. So and then you have to learn to delegate, of course. That's the hardest. Yeah, that's the hardest, but once you do it, it's a life changer, you know. So for example, like your product here, ZenSupplies, it's just like before then, our supplies were all over the place. I'm still seeing female dentists even sitting there trying to make their orders themselves, you know, and it's like, why are you wasting that time? And you can get something that helps you. You can delegate to your assistants to do that for you. And honestly, they do such a better job than I do. So yeah, it's just learning to, you know, delegate better and becoming a better leader as a result.
Last question.
Okay.
Run us through your day. Like, pick one of the days that you're the most busy, and just run us through, like, get up till you go to bed.
Okay. Oh, okay. So like my full day.
The full day.
Okay. So I wake up usually at, okay, so it depends on I'm going to work out, and I'm working on getting better at that.
Give us the busiest day.
Yeah, so I'm going to Orange Theory.
Now, what time do you get up?
I have to get up at 4:20. Awesome. Yeah, 4:20. That's why it doesn't happen too often now, because it's so early. And then I have to be at Orange Theory at 5 o'clock. Okay. It's a 1 hour like boot camp workout. It's awesome. I recommend it. Yes, 1 hour. Yeah, so that's 5 to 6. 6 o'clock, I may treat myself to a cup of coffee.
Right after?
Yeah.
Okay.
No cream. I'm just kidding.
Usually that's the time right after workout when you can do all the carbs. And it will not affect anything.
Yeah, and Orange Theory actually believes in that. They say that you will lose 20% more of calories you lost during the workout, even after. So yeah, I keep that in mind. I'm just kidding. So after that, I go home, I shower, and get my younger son, who's a year and a half old. I wake him up, dress him, change diaper, all that good stuff. And then I take him to my mom's house. So that's another thing. I'm very blessed. My parents live right like 5 minutes from the office. So I take him there. My husband gets up, gets our other son ready for preschool. Right now he's in summer camp, so that he's doing his own thing. So it's cool. We can break it up like that. And then I drop my son off, like I said, and then I come here. Typically, I'll get here around 7:45, and that's when we'll start our huddle. So every morning we have a morning huddle, 7:45.
Okay.
It's our 15-minute time that we really go over our whole schedule. So we talk a lot of things about our wins, you know, what's coming up, some patients we need to discuss, big cases, and it really helps to make the whole day run so much smoother. I've noticed like any day we miss that, it's like it's not the same. Yeah. And then so yeah, then it's like I'm seeing patients back to back. Now that I have 2 hygienists, I'm usually seeing like 3 to 4 patients at once. So that's why now we're doing our 5th room. We've upfitted. Actually, I started with 2 rooms, by the way, and then within a year I was into 4 rooms, and now doing the 5th room. So
that's a great growth.
Lunchtime is 12 to 1. I usually go home, spend time with my family there. Then sometimes I have to pick up my son from school, preschool like the other one, take him back to my mom's, and then I come back here, and then we have the afternoon seeing patients, and we got amazing patients too. That's the other thing. And at 5 o'clock, I feel like I got to do more admin work. So I do a lot of that. I talk to every team member, make sure all the questions are answered.
And that's from
5 till around 6 o'clock,
Okay.
sometimes 5:30. And then I leave here, go to my mom's, pick up the boys. My mom is so awesome. Sometimes she has even dinner ready for me, which I know. I'm so spoiled, yes.
That's
and then
awesome.
we go home, and then my husband usually works out after work, and then he comes home.
Okay. How do you cool down?
And then
like
put them to
kids
sleep.
in bed? And then what time do you go to bed? And how do you like?
So our goal is to have them down by 9 o'clock,
Okay.
read them a book, shout, give them bath first, then brush their teeth, of course, then put them to bed. And around 9 o'clock, you know, if they're both asleep, then my husband, I have some time to ourselves. We watch TV, watch a movie. There's been times I also have to work on the business again after they sleep.
Nice.
Maybe an hour or so I will do something like that. And then go to sleep and do it all over again.
Awesome. You're so busy. This is really cool.
Sorry, did that sound boring?
No, it's actually perfect. And you can see a lot of patients. It's very organized. It's really nice.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
I love it.
I appreciate
Thanks
it.
so
So
much.
if you don't mind, we want to come back and do another
Oh, yeah,
one of these
anytime, please.
episodes.
Anytime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be fantastic.
Awesome.
Thank
Thank you.